Right, g'day everyone. Welcome to Clips Up. My name's Dick Walsh. We're going to do a little video today. I was going to do it on scope height, but I want to give a shout out to another YouTube channel, Mark and Sam After Work. There are a couple that do a lot of this long range shooting, and some people reckon it's got nothing to do with them. I always have a listen to those blokes, and he's particularly good. He explains everything in really plain English. A lot of what he does can come back to hunting stuff, and as you're all aware, that's all I do is hunting rifles. So I'm not into the big competition rifles and that, but a lot of what they say you can put it into a hunting rifle type situation. He makes a really good video, very informative, very plain English. Jump over and have a look, subscribe to his channel, because I can tell you it's really good. It is really good. If you can't get something out of that, you're very, very hard to impress. So I was going to do a big thing on scope height, but once you have a look at this video that I'll give you a link to of his as well, he covers it better than I could. So I'm going to do how I combat, what I do to combat different scope heights. Now, the rifle I've got in front of us is my Howe 1500 in 223, and as you can see, the scope is mounted quite high above the action, and there's any number of reasons for this. You can, like your objective, these new scopes now, particularly these adjustable objectives, they've got monstrous objective lenses on them. You've got to give it not clearance to get past your rail, above your receiver, all that. I don't mind the scope being mounted a bit high, simply so I can move my hands around action to bolt on without getting my hands and fingers all caught up in amongst the scope and all that. And when you have a look at this video that Mark does, he has his scope mounted right up high, and there was an old theory: get your scope as close as you can to your receiver, but that theory is slowly going out the window, and that's the theory I subscribe to. Do what's comfortable for you. Now, in saying all this, I have an extensive background in competition clay target shooting. I've done guns and hunting all my life, but I've also done a hell of a lot of clay target shooting. Did it for 30 odd years, and the thing that still sticks in my mind, is the habit I can't get rid of, is get your head down on that gun. You must have your head on the stock, otherwise you won't shoot anything. And we were always practice mounting the shotgun rather, so your head was straight. You can't look like that. You walk around like that, looking at the top of your eyes all day. You get so tired, it's not funny, and you can't see anything properly. You don't walk around like that. And you don't walk around your head on the side, you walk around like that. So you want to have, in any shooting, and this all comes back, same with rifle shooting, you want to have your head as straight as possible. And like a nice solid mount, and consistent. Consistent is always the key. A consistent solid mount on the rifle. You know, they call it a cheek well, but like nice solid mount where you're comfortable, where everything is consistent, so you get a good sight picture. And that's another thing that comes from shotgun shooting, sight picture. Everything's got to be lined up and straight. So what we want our target, and all these scopes I have are all just cheap-ish hunting scopes. You know, all first focal plane scopes, nothing flashy about them. You want your target and all the sight picture, your reticle, and your eyes to line up. Now this is when the eyes start to play a bit of trick on you. You get a bit of that parallax error when, if you can't get your head the same spot every time, you ever wondered how you miss a target? You miss a target. You've been shooting so well, and then a target's in there, and you miss it. And when you say you miss it, you won't even frighten the thing. Now, for the sake of the argument, we're going to assume the rifle's zeroed, everything's zeroed. You're happy with your loads. You're happy, everything's mounted tightly down. Everything's good there. The mechanics of the rifle's fine. We're after to get a good sight picture. Now, what we want is everything lined up: target, reticle, eye. They're the three things. Now when you put the rifle up up under your cheek or your jaw, wherever you mount it, that's up to you. But however you mount it, it's got to be the same all the time. Now, these new hunting rifles, particularly some of these newer, cheaper ones, these sporter stocks are a really, really low stock. This is the problem and all the manufacturers are doing it. They all do it. So what we've got to get is if you mount the rifle, there's no bolt in this, you mount the rifle like that to look through it, to get a sight picture there, my head is, I'm not touching anything. Now I'm going to put that up, I've got to search for that. until I get that. Now that's all well and good if I can control myself, and my piece of paper is going to sit there and not move, and that's fine. But if I'm drawing on a live animal, he is not going to sit there while I fiddle fart around and try to get my head straight. I'm up and down, up and down. So what's going to happen, you're going to put one up, you're going to put the rifle up, and you have to take a quicker shot than shooting at paper, and boom, you miss. And you'll wonder why you miss, because you've got this rifle, you worked all this thing, you've sat at the bench and poked holes and holes and holes and holes and holes all day long, and then it misses. Why? Because you're getting this little bit of parallax. Because your head, your eye, is not perfectly in line, that one line you can project through there. It might only be off a millimetre, but the reticle will just move that little bit and it will project a line whichever way and you will miss. So how do we combat that? There's a number of ways we can do it. We've got to get our head to a point where it's going to be consistent. So there's a number of things you can do. You can buy these little cheap rests. You can get them on Flea Bay or in gun shops anywhere from $20 on. There's those Kydex cheap riser things you can buy that drill through your stock and all that, but I'm not really into drilling holes in stocks and etc. So we want something we can sort of take on and off, and you can use a bit of pool noodle. Pool noodle's not bad, but it can be a little bit too bulky and it's too dense. So when you put it against your face, it actually is quite hard. So I wouldn't worry about that. The stuff that I use now is this stuff called K-Flex. It's basically this stuff you buy it from Bunnings. That's about $5. That length of foam tube, and it's that black foamy stuff that goes round like your air conditioner pipes and your hot water pipes and all that. Just that really soft insulation foam. So what I do with that is I cut a couple of bits of that. Now I find 2 works really well for me. Whack him over your stock there like that. You can sit on and put the smaller one down there. I use 1 or 1.25 bits, depending on what they've got. Whack him up there like that, and I use just these tissue rod wraps. You buy them for a couple of bucks from Kmart or whatever. Put him round there, like that. Now you've got it. Now for the purpose of the display, for the purpose of the video today, I've left the bolt out of the rifle. You must put the bolt in first, and you've got to set this in a way that the bolt can fully cycle. So it doesn't need to be the full length of your stock. These things. Sit up there, like that. Oops, you stay up there. Put him on super tight. Now you can basically see how that works. Now you've seen a number of my shooting videos where I'm doing some shooting, that I've got something strapped to my stock. That's all it is. Now when you put that up, boom. You put your head there, and you can get you roll it around a little bit, like it might be a little bit over too much, and you can just go boom. My head is right on that, up, and there it is. I've got a proper sight picture, and that's going to be consistent every time. Now I proved this last time. I went in, I had a shot on the way into the property, and I missed a couple I shouldn't have missed. I'm thinking, why am I missing? And I'd been too lazy to spend 2 minutes to put that on, and just because it makes your head so consistent. Nice sight picture, bang. Easy. It works in the field, on the bench, no dramas. Weighs absolutely nothing, obviously, and you can still walk around with the rifle. So there you go. There you go. That's today's little video. Pure and simple. Scope are mounted high for as I say, a myriad of different reasons. Yeah, your pick rail height, or your weaver mount height, whatever. The size of the objective on your scope, because if you leave your scope too close to your rifle, too close to the top of the receiver, you bring it back, and if it can't go far enough, you've got nowhere else to go. And then you get this, I've had one of these, you get a scope that's so far forward, you almost have to climb onto the rifle, climb onto the stock just to shoot it, and that's ridiculous. That's just absolutely ridiculous, you know. And I've had them where I'm a tall person, I struggle with it. I don't know how a short person would do it. But doing it this way, with the scope slightly higher and do that, it gives you a lot more scope, pardon the pun, a lot more scope for movement of your optic, backwards and forwards. You don't have to sort of cut your stock off. You don't have to do anything. And this costs you nothing. Costs you absolutely nothing. Don't have to drill anything or modify anything. So there we go. That's our video for today. As I said, I'll give Mark and Sam a shout out again. Get onto their YouTube channel. Very, very, very good. Couldn't recommend it highly enough. Speaks plain English. Good guy. Very, very informative. So there we go. That's our video. Again, like, comment, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Bang it. Throw me some money. I don't care. I'll be happy with that. And as I always say, you can tell your wife, you can tell your girlfriend, you can tell a pair of them. I don't care. No matter to me. Just remember, always go 2 clicks up. See ya.